Hi everyone, hello. So just give me a yes in the chats if everything is fine, like the audio and video. Please let me know. Uh, please let me know in the chats if everything seems fine. And welcome all with the stream after a long time. Like I'm back again with a new topic that we are going to discuss, and this is going to be interesting one because we are going to discuss something which is not in the syllabus part. You might have not done it. We are actually going to discuss about what if we are having a file. In a file, Python file, I'm having few functions written. How we can access those functions from another Python file that I'm working on. This is something we are going to do in this video. Clear? So yeah, again, okay. Hi Tushar, uh, welcome. So shall we start the session? So let's wait for 1 more minute so that students can join in. After that, we'll start the session. Okay. And as I've told you, this is going to be a really interesting one. So make sure to be there till the last. This is going to be 20 to 25 minute session. And we are going to discuss about how we can load the functions from one Python file to another. Okay. And if you are having any doubt at any part of the session, please let me know in the chats. I will be there. Okay. So let me present my screen with you so that we can start coding. That's how simple is this. So please let me know if the screen is visible to you. So this is the Python file where we are going to write the codes that we are having. So let me do one thing. Let me go for Python IDLE, which we are going to use to write the Python programs. Okay, and I am using a new notebook here, a new Python file here, and let me name it as a.py. Okay, I'll name it as a.py. Let me save it, and I'm going to name it on the, so it would be on the desktop. I'm having a folder named as Python. In this Python folder, inside this I am naming a.py. Okay, and I'm also writing save as and saving the same file as b.py. Okay, so now currently I'm having two files, a.py and b.py. So the funda of today's session is obviously going to be, we are going to write some functions in a.py file, and we are going to call those functions in b.py. Okay, now let me tell you first when these things are used. So we are using libraries. Libraries are very means the main reason why we are using Python. It's easy because and it is also having a lot of open source libraries, much more than as compared to the other programming languages we are having. So that is the main reason of using Python, and today we are going to discuss how we can use some other library into our system. So I am opening this a.py and I need to open it with, okay, let me open it from here. I'm opening a.py. Okay, so I'm opening a.py. Inside this a.py, let me define a function. Okay, and as I've told you, at any point if you are having any doubt, any difficulty you are facing, do let me know. Okay, so here I am defining a function. So let me define a function. How to define a function? Def is the way to define a function. And here I'm defining the function named as hello. Empty, no parameters defined. Inside this function I am printing hello world. Okay, this is the function I'm defined in a.py. There is a I would say program py file where I have defined a function named as def hello print hello world. There's something I have defined now in a.py. Okay, now the question is, I've saved it, I've closed it. Now how I can call the functions from a.py in B? So for that purpose, I need to write the code in B. So now I'm opening this B file. So I'm opening this B file. Here I'm having nothing, right? And let me open A as well at the side by side, so that you will get an understanding what is actually happening. If I am opening A here and a B here, first thing that you need to take care is both the files should be in the same folder. Otherwise we need to take care about the paths. If both the files are in the same folder, then only it will work. Okay, so in the Python I am having on the same folder, I am having a.py and b.py. a.py is where I am having the function, b.py is something where I want to get those functions. So what I am going to do, I am going to import a.py. From a.py I am going to import hello function. How I can do that? I'll just directly write from A. A is the name of the library that I am having, name of the, I would say, Python file. From A, which is the name of the file, import. Now here I need to define which function I want to import. If I want to import all the function, I can write this, but this time I want to import only one function, that is called as hello. So from A import hello means from the a.py I want to import hello function. That's something I'm going to do. Clear? Now what I need to do next? Now I can directly call hello function now, right? Because if I'm calling hello function, it will print whatever defined in the hello function from library or from code file a.py. Now if I'm saving it, okay, and running it, so what I am having? So first thing is, which program I am running? I am running b.py. In b.py I have not defined any function. I am importing the function in b.py from a.py. Okay, and now the output is hello world. Hello world is not defined in b.py. Hello world function is defined in a.py. Okay, so this is how we can use these functions to means these one py file to another py file, how we can call the functions. Okay, now let me tell you how or when they are used. Let's suppose we are working on Gmail API. Okay, so in Gmail API it is used to automate our email process. If you want to send a mail, if you are receiving an email, it will tell you, okay, what is there in the mail, or if you want to send the mail, it will send the mail for you. For that purpose you need to define the email address and password in the library itself or in the code itself. Let's suppose I am defining email ID is equals to this. Here I am defining, let's suppose abc@gmail.com. Here I need to define it, and let's suppose your password is, here I need to write PASW because pass is another keyword that is already defined here. Let's suppose I am defining the password as well. This is the password, this is the email address. Now if you are open sourcing this particular code, or if you are recording the code, or if you are doing anything with the code, so you obviously don't want to show your private keys or your password, your credentials in the code itself. Okay, so in that particular case, what you will do, you will save these credential. It can be the API key, it can be the password, it can be anything. In case you don't want to show these things, these credentials in your code, you can take these codes and save it in some other function or in some other file. It can be a text file. You can load the data from the text file. It will not be displayed directly here because here we need to define it. But if I'm using it in another I would say code file, then I don't need to define it in the same thing. Okay, so let's suppose this is the email address and this is the password. In the same case I need to define, let's suppose, the phone number as well. Okay, so let's suppose I am defining the phone number, the phone number that I have defined here. So let's suppose if I want to use these three things in this particular code, how I can call it. Now first thing, let's define it in another function which is conf. What is conf? Conf is nothing but you can call it as confidential. Okay, this is having my confidential information. That is why I am using it. Okay. Hi Adarsh. Adarsh Anand is here as well. Okay. So we are defining conf function here, and in the conf function I'm defining three variables: email, password, and phone number. Okay, and these are the three things I'm going to return as well. So let's return in the same order. The order should be same. First I'm defining I'm returning email, then I'm returning password, then I'm returning phone number. These are the three things I have defined in a.py in conf function, means confidential. Now this time what I need to import? I need to import from a import. I can also import hello function, that is also defined here. But let me import conf function as well, which is confidential one. Okay. Now how I can access the email ID, password, and phone number? To access all these things, I can write the conf function. I'm calling the conf function from a.py because I have imported it. Once I have imported those things, so what I need to do? Now this conf function will return me how many parameters? Please tell me in the chats quickly. How many parameters this conf function will return me? Basically, in the return, I am having three statements. I am having email, I am having password, and I am having phone number. So obviously it will return me three parameters, right? So I will save it in first parameter is mail, comma. What's the second parameter? It's password. What's the third parameter? It's phone number. Okay. So that's totally up to you. You can use different email, different, I would say, variable names here, but that is not something that can change anything. You can use different variables names, and here I can define the mail, I can print password, and I can print phone underscore number. Okay, these are the three things that we are having. Okay, now what I need to do, if I am saving it and running it, what I am having here, you can see abc@gmail.com is the email ID, password, and phone number. Now email ID and password is same, so let's change it to, let's change the password. Okay, so now if I'm saving it and running the module, here you can see this is the email address, this is the password, and this is the phone number. You can make it look even better. So the mail ID is this one, password is this one, and phone number is this one. That seems easy because that is. So these are the things that you need to define. Once all these things are defined, let me make it symmetrical so that it will look nice. So if I'm running it, so the mail ID is this, password is this is the phone number, and this is something I'm importing from the other library, I would say other py file. Okay, what will happen if rather than using mail here, I'm using password in the beginning, then I'm using mail, and then I'm using phone number? What will happen? Anyone in the chats, please let me know what will happen if I'm using this particular approach. Is there anyone who's having any idea? Obviously it will not give you the correct results because the order here is predefined. This is the order that we need to choose. If you are using any other order and running the module, here you can see instead of mail I am having the password, instead of password I am having the mail. So the order should be same. Make sure to use the same order. Okay, so the order should be same. First of all we will use the mail address, then we will use the password, then we'll use phone number. Okay, once we have used all these things and after that I'm running the module, there's something I'm having: mail address, password, and phone number. Okay, using the same thing you can define n number of functions. Okay, Here you can use the function for confidentiality. Here you can define the function for printing hello. Here we can define the function from finding the sum of all the elements in a list. Okay, you can define any function of your choice. That is totally up to you, and it will give you the correct results. Okay, let's define a function to find the summation. Okay, I am defining the function summation here, and what the summation function will do, let's define it. Okay, it will take a list. Okay, it will take a list, and what it will do, I am defining a variable named as is equals to 0, and then what I am going to do, I am going to use for I in L, means I will go through each and every element and write s plus equals to I, and at the end I will return s. So what I'm doing, I'm treating like this function is used for finding sum of all the elements of a list. Okay, L is a list, and here I am defining the list name as well. Okay, so subm is the name of the function I'm defining a variable s is equals to 0, then it will go through each and every element of list L, and at the end it will add up the values and give you a return s. Okay, there's a function that I have defined in a.py. Okay, now let's do one thing. Let's call this function now, which is summation. Okay, and let's define a list, and the list is having element, let's suppose 1 4 7 3 7. Okay, these are all the element that I'm having in list L. Okay, and what I'll do, I will take a variable s, and I'm calling the variable summation of L. Okay, so what it will do, L is a list, I am passing the list inside the summation function that I have called from another file, which is my a.py. Then this function will return you the sum of all the elements in a list. Okay, the sum I am saving it in s variable, and at the end I am printing s. Let's see if it is working or not. And it is returning you 36. Let's count how much, what's the output. 4 plus 1 5, 8, 8 plus 5 plus 7, and then plus 6, so 4. Okay, it should give you, so you can do the calculation, it will give you 36 6 6 6. Yes. Okay, so similarly you can define n number of functions of your choice. This is the main purpose of telling you. So rather than defining all the functions in the same code, and from here you can see how clean your code is looking b.py. If you want to define some inbuilt function, rather than defining it in the same code, you can define it in some other supporting files, right? a.py, you can treat it like support.py. Okay, that will look even better. So let's do one thing, and let's rename it as well, so that why not. So rather than a.py, let's rename it to support. Okay, so now we can treat it like, so this is a support file that we are using, and now just open IDLE, and in the IDLE let's open the support file, and if you're opening the support file it will look exactly the same. But if I'm going for the other file, then we need to change some of the things. Like here in the support file, support.py is here, but here rather than calling from a, we need to call from support import summation. So from here you can define your own name. This is your supporting file, you can give it any name of your choice. If I'm saving it, running it, it should give you the exact result, and it is giving you the exact result. Okay, so this is it about what we have done so far, like how we can define two py files in the same folder, and how we can interchange the functionality of it, importing the function from one library and giving to another one. Okay, if you are having any question, please let me know. I'll wait for last 2 minutes so that if you are having any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we will end the session. Yes, please let me know. And please give your valuable feedback for the session. And if you want any series to be there on our channel, so please let me know about that as well. We will give our best to deliver that series. That will definitely help you to get better and better in programming. And make sure to check out our other channels as well. We are having GFG channel for different domains, and if you want to dig deeper into data science or any field uh, of your choice in technical part, you can go through the series in our channel. For example, if you want to excel in data science, so we are starting our streams on data science as well. And for example, in NumPy we're already having a series. We're already having a series on different domains like it. So please make sure to check that out, and like the video, subscribe to the channel. It will encourage us to make more and more such great content for you. And yeah, that's it. So I'm hoping no questions are there. So let's end the session then. Take care, everybody. Thank you. I'll see you on the next.